A history of over 60 years in Cork for Fords. Cork and its workers, a history of steady employment. Set up in 1919, the plant developed quickly, helped by the protectionist measures introduced under Fianna Fáil in the 1930s. Behind this wall of protection, Irish manufacturers didn't have to worry about competition from imports. By the 1960s, things had changed. The Anglo-Irish Free Trade Agreement and subsequently our entry into the EEC marked the beginning of the end of protection. And at the end of next year, for the very first time, fully assembled cars from abroad can be imported here without restriction. So, from 1980 onwards, for companies like Ford's, the wheel has come full circle. No more protection. All of this means that future trading conditions are not going to be easy for the few remaining car assembly firms in Ireland. Even with the cushion of protection, one by one, over the last 10 years, plants have closed. Names like Talbot, Fiat and British Leyland, all gone. The pressure of heavy losses closing in proved too much. Now question marks hang over the last remaining giant of Irish car assembly, Fords of Cork. Already a heavy loss maker, an accumulated loss of £17 million in the last 2 years. Union leaders claim that the company has been reluctant to committing itself to staying in Cork after 1984. At present, the Cork plant concentrates on producing Sierras. After 20 successful years of turning out the Cortina, Fords of Europe wanted a bright new product for the medium-sized car market. The Sierra was the answer arrived at, and on it Fords pinned most of their hopes. Heavy capital investment in its plants across Europe, including nearly £9 million on retooling the Cork plant, was undertaken. And by October of last year, the Sierra took to the roads, rolling out of Ford's factories in Belgium, England and Cork. The Cork plant now turns out 80 finished Sierras a day, of 400 cars a week, most of which are immediately exported. The production of 400 cars a week is low by European standards. The Belgian factory produces 6,000 cars a week, and in England, 3,500 cars every week. As it is, the depressed state of the car market all across Europe means that Ford are finding it extremely difficult to sell all of their Sierras. Too many cars, not enough buyers. So, Fords of Europe are having to cut back. 3-day weeks have been introduced in some plants. On top of all of this comes the closure of Fords in Cork by the Dunlop dispute. 550 assembly line workers laid off indefinitely. Normal production can't continue as there is no steam available for cleaning and painting the cars. The steam boiler is occupied by Dunlop workers, protesting over redundancy payments. The end result, no cars coming off the assembly lines in Cork, and a loss of £750,000 for every day's production lost. Cork itself, already hit by high unemployment and the loss of Dunlop, the closure of Fords is frightening. Nearly 1,100 workers depend on Ford for their livelihood. Its present closure, no matter how temporary, only adds to fears about its long-term future in Cork. The Sierra, already doing reasonably well in Europe, may yet turn out to be a lifesaver for the Ford company. But no one can say for definite if many more of them will bear the tag Made in Cork.